Welcome to Canines for America. My name is Ryan, and that's Rosie. And today, we're going to show you our Sangi 101. Let's get started. So today we have Miss Rosie. Miss Rosie is a 5-year-old female Belgian Malinois. Her temperament diagnosis is Sangi. Now Sangi is the Michael Corleone of temperaments. Michael Corleone, the head of the family, inherits the position from his melancholic father. But as a Sangi, you can see in the film how Michael Corleone is very, very even keel. You never know when he's meeting with the other heads of the families. You never know what Michael Corleone is truly thinking. As different heads of families are showing their choleric temperaments and exploding, throwing insults at Michael, taking digs at the family, threatening Michael Corleone, never do you see a central nervous system reaction out of Michael Corleone.
Yeah, let's talk business, mate. First of all, you're all done. The Coyote family don't even have that kind of muscle anymore. The Godfather is sick, right? You're getting chased out of New York by Barzini and the other families. What do you think is going on here? You think you can come to my hotel and take over?
I leave for New York tomorrow. Think about a price.
And then that's a great way to think of your Sangi dog, is they are so controlled, so well balanced, but yet when it's time to fire, when it's time to work, when it's time to get the job done, they will fire at that 10 within a nanosecond. So it's a great canine to have that's balanced, that's able to learn, but at the same time will be able to perform a skill set at the highest of all levels. That's the central nervous system of a Sangi canine. Again, if we look at a heart rate monitor, that linear line, Rosie is very even keel, but when it's time to fire with any external stimuli, Rosie is quick to fire to that 10, but when the stimuli is over, she comes right back down to that 7, and it's her central nervous system is the most balanced out of all the 4 tempers. We love, if we're looking into the military police world, Rosie, a Sangi canine, is ideal for explosive detection work. Phenomenal canine to search for explosives. A great match for Rosie, the Sangi, as a trainer, as a teacher, as a developer, would be a choleric temperament, a human with choleric temperament. Those two temperaments balance each other very, very nicely. So let's go ahead and get Rosie out. We're going to show you how Rosie, how her central nervous system is with food, and then how it changes with toy. Now again, a canine can work with any type of a toy. You should never just work with a ball, never just work with a tug. You should be working with a plethora of toys because each toy brings its own value to the central nervous system and to the innate state of that dog, and brings different things out that you're going to want to have. It's almost like driving a car and having a 5-6 speed transmission. Each toy will allow you to shift gears into a whole nother set of excitation that the dog will be able to bring to the table with learning different skills. So let's go ahead and let's get Rosie out and see what she'll show us. So you can already see Rosie compared to our choleric. If you watched our choleric 101, our choleric canine in Bella was constantly trying to jump with the uncontrolled inhibition of just jumping up and down. She couldn't control herself. That impulse control in the choleric does not exist. It's just who she is. Impulse control with our Sangi, wow, it's phenomenal. Rosie, Bella, our sisters, they have the same innate ability, but one's Sangi, one's choleric, and one's able to control that impulse. Let's go ahead. Sit, Rosie. Good sit. Okay. So Rosie comes out. Fire is almost the same as Bella. Comes out in high excitation. But the one thing that I showed you with the choleric, the simplest thing off the bat is I wasn't able to really put my hands on the caloric without the caloric showing my hands were a stimuli. So the stimulation from just my hand movement was creating the caloric to bounce around. Let's see what it looks like with Rosie. Rosie, here. Wow, good girl. Oh, wow. Look at this. So much different with the Sangi seats that I'm able to control Rosie. Very balanced, very controlled. I haven't even brought out food because the Sangi is in such a state of mind that just praise the physical, the sensation of my touch. Her development, a Sangi dog loves the sensory aspect of training, loves the bonding from a sensory aspect. So you can see how well balanced that she is compared to the caloric. Were very difficult without anything in my hands to get that caloric dog to just come in and let me put my hands on her. So let's see now how Rosie, since you can see how I can get right in her face, I can love up on her, and she's very well balanced, she's very in tuned, and she's ready to hear her commands and what I'm going to expect of her. Okay, Rosie, let's get to work. Rosie, here. Wow, very good, very quick fire. Here, Rosie. Seats. Good girl. Here. Wow. Oh, seats. You can see the balance. You can see how well composed she is. How focused she is on the food. How focused she is on me. Good girl. Seats. Good girl. Rosie. Foos. Wow. I can put my hands on her. Look how well balanced Rosie is. Very well balanced. Such a good girl and such great control. But once again, this wasn't because of training. Sit. This is just her innate state of mind. This is who she is. This is her temperament. The temperament is innate. That's that 50% that we can't do anything about. It is who she is. So as a coach, as a teacher, as a developer, I am going to tap into her innate state. And I am going to then use that to what I need her to do as in a job, which would be a bomb dog, which would be great obedience, a great companion dog, great activity dog if I want to teach off, if I want to teach her to jump, to do agility work. Any type of work, this dog is incredibly suitable for. Wow, look at her balance. You saw with the 11-year-old caloric, the ability to control the impulse control is very difficult. So the biggest thing, remember, good girl, good off. The biggest thing to remember with the Sangi dog, impulse control is there. As an athlete, great impulse control. The caloric struggles with impulse control. My Michael Corleone right here, focused. She's at a 7 always. When you're at a 7, when you're looking at me, she's listening to me. She's learning. She's not fighting any innate structure within herself. Good girl. Good girl, Rosie. Very good girl. Wow. Remember, I can pay from the bottom. I can reinforce with my physical manipulation, my physical praise on her hithers. Good girl. On her withers right here. Good. Good job, Rosie. So you can see the food has really been able to put her in a great state of mind. I can do here. I'll step back. Good job. She's very balanced. Foos. Off. Seats. Good girl. Good girl. Good seats. And with the Sangi dog, very easy to condition the reflex for time. To do a lot more difficult skill sets is very, very easy to do. Very easy to work with this dog. You don't need, again, don't need a chain collar. You don't need an e-collar. You don't need anything invasive when working with a Sangi dog. The best method to work with a Sangi canine is the contrastive method. The contrastive method, or just the plain old food method, is the best way to teach any type of a skill. Then when we get into our higher skill sets, we're going to jump her up a notch into toy. So, let's go ahead and show you Rosie shifting up a few gears. Rosie, free? All right, here we go. I just brought out a simple tug. A simple tug. Still pretty balanced. She's still pretty balanced. Still pretty balanced, but you can see the focus. You can see her eyes. You can see the mouth opening a little bit. Look how quick she goes from right to left, off, seats, off, apart. Wow, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, wow, wow. You can hear her. You can hear the excitation start to happen. Right? Look at that. A little bit different, but look how still controlled she is. Here we go. Los! A little bit slower in her release. Look at her focus. Apart. Wow. Los. Apart. Good. Good, Rosie. You can hear that she's jumping up a notch. This toy is able to shift her up a notch. If I got out maybe her favorite toy, which is a flying squirrel or a frisbee, she will jump up even more, even higher. This tug is just another toy that will shift her up into maybe 4th gear. Her flying squirrel will shift her up into 5th gear. Los. Seats. Off. Still, no difference in change. The central nervous system stays the same. Seats. Off. You can see the focus. Seats. Apart. The same thing. The Sangi canine, incredibly balanced, incredibly easy to work with. This is your bomb dog.